Nathan Pine, thanks for taking the time to join us. Tell us first off, what really attracted you to want to be the athletic director at the U.S. Air Force Academy?
Sure. First, thanks for the opportunity to sit down with you and talk here. And week number 2, it's a pleasure to be here. But as I looked at and was approached about the opportunity at Air Force, for me, it's a special place. And I learned a little bit about it from my time at another academy. But it's also, as you look at it and now being in college athletics for a long time throughout my career, you look at Air Force as really a model. It's elite academics. It's great athletics. It's leadership development, and it's just the military piece of it, what these young men and women are going to go on to do after they graduate in the Air Force. It's an impressive place, and I really think that it is a model for Division I. So for me, this is a special place and exactly where I want to be.
Yeah. You come to us from Holy Cross, but you also mentioned West Point. You worked at Cal and Maryland and Oregon State, and in a lot of those places, you've been key in fundraising. How important is it for a Division I athletic program to fundraise?
I think it's the lifeblood of any successful Division I athletic department. And so, yes, having that in my background at a number of schools, I've seen it done a number of different ways. Each one is a little bit different, and you've got to respect and understand your alumni base. You've got to respect and understand your supporters and your close constituents, because there are different things that are important at each institution. And I think that just having some of that experience and seeing it done a lot of different ways will be helpful here, because we are going to need to ask folks to make investments here that maybe haven't been done in the past. And so we have set up this athletic director position in a way and restructured our athletic department so we have some freedom and flexibility to do that, which I think is really important.
Certainly is. Now, you've also been involved in television, media distribution contracts at your prior employment places. The Mountain West television contract kind of come up in a few years. And what do you think will be important for the conference and for Air Force moving forward that way?
Sure. I think you look at a few different buckets that you really want to focus on, and one of them is going to be distribution and how many eyeballs we can have on the Mountain West, and selfishly here, how many that we can have on the Academy, because athletics can be a real marketing multiplier for our institution, and we need to value that. I think another thing you want to look at in there is start times and how that's going to affect the local folks and who you can invite into your arenas and stadiums, and who's going to be there supporting you in person, because that atmosphere is really important for a home field or home court advantage or home ice advantage, but it's also something that really plays into the cadet athlete experience. And so that's an important piece of it. And then I think you need to look at the financials. Obviously, that's a big deal and part of our revenue generation for the Academy. And you also look at what kind of inventory you're going to have for your sponsors, and what kind of folks are you going to be able to invite to be part of your organization, and what kind of exposure can you offer them. So there's a lot of different things that go into that media contract. I'm energized to understand and come up to speed of where we're at as a conference, and I know that we're going to be working with some very important consultants and partners that will help us make the right decision.
Having been at the Military Academy in West Point, what do you see are some of the main issues that need to be addressed in order for an academy to prosper in athletics, Division I athletics?
Sure. I think you need to have balance. You know, the challenge we always run up against is timing. You know, you've got elite academics, you've got Division I athletics, you've got the military piece of it. So you have to have balance among those three prongs if you're going to have success at an academy. And it's one of those things that's a little bit tougher maybe that at other institutions, because of that military piece and the leadership development. So it's one of those that it's not an easy thing. But I'll tell you, the cadet athletes that have this experience go on to be really successful because they know how to balance all three.
Yeah. Having been here, you said, we're just second week. Are there things that you can't wait to get started on here at the Academy?
Sure. I think one is getting to get out and meet our cadet athletes, our coaches, our staff, folks that are making an impact here every day. And then you've got to balance that with getting out externally and meeting our community partners and meeting our alums and the folks that are going to continue to be supporting us. So trying to balance all of those early on is a challenge, but something that I'm really excited about and we've already started doing.
In your experience as an athletic director, being in so many departments, what is the key to making a good athletic department?
I think it's culture. At the end of the day, you've got to have folks that are committed to the mission, folks that understand what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it. And at the end of the day, once you have those things in place, success comes because it's a process.
Nathan Pine, thank you for the time, and have fun here at the Academy. We're glad to have you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Go Falcons.